8 unique animals that give birth through their mouth. Mouth-brooding cichlids. As discussed earlier, mouth-brooding is a common reproductive strategy among various species of cichlids. This fish exhibit a fascinating behavior in which the female or male in some species carries fertilized eggs and later the heads fry in their mouth for protection and nurturing. This allows the young to stay safe from predators while they are still vulnerable. Parental care. The mouth-brooding cichlids' behavior can vary between species. For example, some species like African cichlids see the female carrying the eggs in her mouth until they hatch, while others may have both parents taking turns protection. The prey may stay in the mother's mouth even after hatching until they are strong enough to swim on their own. Examples: popular mouth-brooding cichlids include the Lake Tanganyika species like the frondosa, cobalt blue cichlid, and discus. Giant gourami. In contrast, the giant gourami does not use mouth-brooding. Instead, it exhibits a bubble nestling behavior for reproductive behavior. The male giant gourami builds a large bubble nest on the surface of the water. The female releases her eggs into the nest where they are fertilized by the male. After fertilization, the male guards the eggs until they hatch, sometimes assisting the fry in reaching the surface of the water after they have absorbed their yolk sacs. Parental care. Unlike mouth-brooding cichlids, the giant gourami's parental care is less involved. The male does guard the eggs and fry to some extent, but once the fry and hatches and start swimming, they are generally left to fend for themselves. Darwin frogs. Darwin frogs are a genus of frogs known for their remarkable reproductive behavior. The most famous species, Rhinoderma darwini, is native to Chile and Argentina. Reproductive behavior. The male frog exhibits an incredible form of parental care where the swallows the fertilized eggs after the female lays them. The eggs develop inside the male's vocal sac, which serves as a kind of incubator. Development. As the eggs develop, the male frog carries the developing tadpoles inside his mouth. The tadpoles eventually transform into small froglets, and the male then gives birth by releasing the fully developed froglets from the mouth. Purposes of mouth-brooding. This unique form of mouth-brooding offers the tadpoles protection from predators and environmental threats. It also provides a stable, moist environment for their development, which is essential in the arid conditions of the frog's native habitat. Sea catfish. Sea catfish, often referring to the Ariidae family, are a group of catfish found in both freshwater and brackish waters around the world. The most well-known species of sea catfish is the hardhead catfish, though there are many others. Reproductive behavior. Unlike the Darwin frog's mouth-brooding, sea catfish do not engage in parental care in the same way. Most species of sea catfish in secluded, sheltered areas like submerged structures, muddy or sandy bottoms, or mangrove forests. Eggs and larvae. The female typically lays a large number of eggs, which are fertilized externally. The eggs hatch into larvae, and they are left to fend from themselves. Some species may provide minimal protection or guidance to the young, but the care is not as involved as that seen in mouth-brooding species like the Darwin frogs. Mouth-brooding in some species. Interestingly, certain species of freshwater catfish do engage the mouth-brooding, but this is not a trait typically associated with sea catfish. In those species, one or both parents carry the fertilized eggs or larvae in their mouth until they are ready to swim on their own. Cardinal fish. Cardinal fish are a family to nocturnal fish found in both tropical and subtropical oceans. They are often colorful, with many species exhibiting striking red or yellow hues. Mouth-brooding like jawfish, cardinal fish are known for their mouth-brooding behavior. The males of most cardinal fish species are responsible for carrying the fertilized eggs in their mouths. Reproductive behavior. After the female lays her eggs, the male collects them in his mouth, where the eggs remain until they hatch. The male keeps the eggs in his mouth for protection, shielding them from predators and environmental dangers. Development. Once the eggs hatch into larvae, the male continues to protect and care for their fry in his mouth until they are large enough to swim and fend for themselves. The fry may stay in the male's mouth even after hatching, gradually leaving when they are ready to explore. Parenting role. In some species of cardinal fish, the male plays a significant role in the early life stage of the young, providing both protection and a safe environment for the prey until they are independent. Jawfish. Jawfish are small, burrowing fish that are often found in coral reefs, seagrasses, beaches, and sandy areas in the Indo-Pacific region. Mouth-brooding jawfish also exhibit mouth-brooding behavior, where the male carries the fertilized eggs in his mouth. This is a typical feature of the family and serves to protect the eggs from predators and harsh environmental conditions. Reproductive behavior. In jawfish, the female lays the eggs and the male collects them in his mouth. The male holds the fertilized eggs inside his buccal cavity until they hatch into a small fry. Development. After hatching, the male jawfish continues to care for the young, keeping them in his mouth for additional protection. The fry may stay in the male's mouth for a while after hatching, emerging when they are mature enough to swim and survive on their own. Parenting role. Like cardinal fish, the male jawfish is is deeply involved in the early stages of the fry's development. The male's mouth serves as both a nursery and a safe haven until the young are ready to live and explore the world. Banggai cardinal fish. The Banggai cardinal fish is a small colorful species native to the Banggai Island in Indonesia. It is well known for its mouth-brooding reproductive strategy, in which the male plays an essential role in the care of the young. Mouth-brooding: after fertilization, the female lays her eggs and the male collects them in his mouth. The male keeps the eggs in his mouth where they are protected from predators and environmental stressors. Egg and fry development. The eggs hatch inside the male's mouth where the larvae continue to develop. The male provides protection for the young fish even after they have hatched, and he may continue to hold them in his mouth until they are mature enough to swim of their own. Parental care. The male's role is critical in ensuring the survival of the offspring. The father not only protects the eggs but also provides a safe, nurturing environment for the developing fry, offering both protection and warmth. Once the fry are ready to swim freely, the male releases them into the environment. Parental seahorses. Parental seahorses are best known for their male pregnancy, where the male seahorse takes on the role of caring and nurturing the fertilized eggs until the hatch. The reproductive process. The male seahorse transfers the eggs into male's brood pouch, a specialized area located on his abdomen. The male then fertilizes the eggs and carries them in the pouch for the duration of the pregnancy. The brood pouch provides oxygen and nutrients to the developing embryos, much like a womb does in mammals. Gestation and birth. The male seahorse's brood pouch functions as a safe environment where the embryos develop. Depending on the species and environmental conditions, the gestation period can last from 10 days to several weeks. When they fry and fully developed, the male undergoes labor and expels the tiny seahorses from the pouch, which are immediately independent. Parental care. Although the male seahorse is the one caring and giving birth to the young, the typically provides no further care after birth. The young seahorses are on their own from the moment they are released from the pouch, swimming away to fend for themselves. Male parental role. Both the Banggai cardinal fish and seahorses are examples of species where the male plays the dominant role in the care of the offspring. While most fish species are male-dominated in terms of nurturing young, the two species show a unique twist with parental involvement. Protection. Both the Banggai cardinal fish and parental seahorses provide protection for their offspring during development. The male cardinal fish protects the eggs and young in their mouth, while the male seahorses keeps the developing embryos safe in his brood pouch. Mouth-brooding and brood pouch. The fishes where the young are carried in their mouth, while the seahorses use a specialized brood from a similar role. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel for more amazing content.